is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we have some Detroit Lions news. Now, we have some unexpected Detroit Lions news that we need to talk about in today's video. This is Lions latest, so let's get it started.
You know, I got to shout out b.godly, man, because it was actually the first time I went live on YouTube. And, you know, guys don't know b.godly, he put out a lot of good content for the Detroit Lions.
Welcome everybody to our video. Glad you guys are here, and we got some Detroit Lions news to talk about. Definitely unexpected news that I did not expect to see. That's why it's unexpected, you see? I'm sorry. All right, so we got some Detroit Lions things that we need to talk about. Now, one part of the news I actually bring up in my next video, which is my Jonathan Adams Jr. video that will be coming up soon, but I'm going to put this one out first because this is the news. So just, you know, when I start talking about that, just be like, oh, okay, because you didn't. Just so you know. But hey, if you're watching the next video, I appreciate it. But we got some Detroit Lions news. Now, the biggest story today comes with a player that we signed this offseason. This is a tight end from the New Orleans Saints, a 30-year-old tight end, Josh Hill. Now, Josh Hill was an interesting signing. If you guys can remember, we broke the news, and I was not home, so it was kind of like a robot. And not only that, we did the film video. It was exciting, but it was not like a normal tight end. It was all like blocking. It was like, wow, look how he's blocking and stuff like that. Well, he has apparently decided to retire from the NFL. Now, I know there's going to be some jokes about it, but I don't know why he is retiring. I tried to find it. I don't know. Maybe this is something that comes out while I'm talking to you right now. Maybe it's something we find out about later. We probably will. But at this very second, I'm not sure why he's retiring from the NFL. Hopefully, everything is okay, you know, in terms of the health side, and everything's all right on his side. Hopefully everything's okay there. Obviously, he's not super old, but maybe it's just simple as that he's retiring. He played a physical sport, and he played it in a very physical fashion. He wasn't your receiving tight end that was known to be a very flashy player. He was, you know, the guy that blocked. All right, you knew Josh Hill from blocking. I know it's like blocking. Yeah, I mean, go watch our film video. So apparently Josh Hill is retiring from the NFL at 30 years old. Now, this came out once news that bringing in Darren Fells for a visit also came out. So yes, Darren Fells is coming in for a visit to the Detroit Lions, the 35-year-old tight end that last season spent time with Houston. So let's get into that for a second. Now, Darren Fells, that name sounds familiar, is because the Detroit Lions had Darren Fells for one season. The former international basketball player spent time with the Detroit Lions in 2017, where, you know, he didn't have a huge impact, but he did have 3 receiving touchdowns on only 17 receptions, catching about 70% of his passes thrown his way for 177 yards. So he does have connections to Detroit, but of course now it's a new regime, a lot of new players, but there are connections here. Now, he's not the youngest guy in the world at 35 years old, but last season with Houston, he did have 21 receptions on only 28 targets for over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's still a red zone threat, and if you look at him PFF-wise, you know, we know he can block. So this may be something that we go into film on if the Detroit Lions sign him. We probably, you know, we will. But he's 6'7", 270. So, of course, he brings great size. And I don't know how long the Lions have known about this Josh Hill thing. It could have been yesterday. They probably knew before we did. I don't know how long they knew about it. But this definitely seems like something that corresponds or correlates with that happening. The Detroit Lions bringing him in for a visit. Now, the Detroit Lions also, before the draft started, I know this is kind of weird, they released Hunter Bryant. Now, Hunter Bryant was on the non-football injury list. Basically, he dealt with an injury that was not football related. So the Detroit Lions, they waived him, but no team claimed him. So now he's back with the Detroit Lions. Now, I don't know what his future looks like, but I can tell you that maybe this gives him a second chance, you know, an opportunity, because I would have liked to see him this upcoming year. I mean, he was UDFA we signed last year. I know he only had 1 reception for the 44 yards, and he's not your, like, normal tight end. He's more of a receiving tight end, if anything. But I would have liked to keep him. I mean, even when we had Josh Hill, because we had a lot of blocking guys, but I thought that'd be kind of cool to have, you know, another pass-catching threat. You know, you have Hawkinson, but it's only one guy. You know, you want to have depth behind that. And I'm trying not to, you know, say some things because I don't want to jinx anything. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I would have been fine with that. But the Lions waived him, but now he's back with the Lions. We'll see if this means maybe a second opportunity for a guy like Hunter Bryant to potentially make the Detroit Lions roster. Lions have not completely ignored this position either. In undrafted free agency, which was right after the draft, I don't know if they knew about the Josh Hill situation because, again, maybe they would have drafted someone, maybe they're not. Maybe that 7th round pick would have been a tight end. I'm not sure, but at least so far, and obviously this could definitely change if there's still UDFAs chilling out there, the Detroit Lions have signed 2 tight ends, Brock Wright from Notre Dame and Jake Hausman from Ohio State. These are 2 tight ends that have not been very involved in the passing game, but instead have been known to be blockers. Hausman was the 3rd tight end for Ohio State. We talked about them a little bit in our UDFA video. And we still do have 2 tight ends on future contracts for this upcoming season. That's Alize Mack, also from Notre Dame, and Hunter Thedford, who's more of just a blocking tight end. Now, Alize Mack, he came out of high school as one of the top, you know, pass catching recruits from the tight end position, but obviously that didn't go as planned. But now he's with the Detroit Lions on a futures contract, and so is Hunter Thedford. So there's definitely bodies. There's just a lot of inexperience here. Not really sure what we're getting. So a guy like Darren Fells, even if Darren Fells, some one of these young guys takes that role, it could be a good thing to have a guy like that on the roster heading into training camp, just to know that, hey, worst case, we at least got someone that's proven, that has some experience. I mean, that could be an option for the Detroit Lions. We'll keep a close eye on it to see what happens, but I hope everything is okay with Josh Hill. Like I said, I don't know why he's retiring, but hopefully he's all healthy and things are okay with him. And, I wish him the best of luck. Congratulations. I mean, we didn't get to see you much, but at least he gave us a video that we could do, a film video, because that was a pretty fun film video. I know it was a lot of blocking, but I thought it was entertaining. I like doing a film video. So thank you, I guess, Josh Hill, for that. I know your tenure was short, but thank you. So now the question is, Lions finding block tight ends. I think they can do that. The good thing is for Detroit, it's not like they're trying to find some elite pass catcher. Nothing against Josh Hill. He's a really good blocker. No question. It's not going to be easy to find. But I think it's definitely easier to find that than like a premier pass catcher that they could have lost to retirement, something like that. So they still have Hawkinson. They still have their Pro Bowler. Now it's about finding depth. And it definitely seems that he's going to be the guy next season. And behind that's going to be a lot of rotational pieces. But maybe this means second opportunity for Hunter Bryant, even more of as a receiver. But we'll see. We have a lot of UDFA's receivers as well. So we'll see what happens. But regardless, good luck, Josh Hill, going forward. Hopefully everything is okay there, and we'll just keep an eye on and see what happens. But we have a little bit more news than that. The second thing is that the Detroit Lions have signed a long snapper. This long snapper is Scott Daly. Now, we'll talk about this a little bit in our next video as well, so I apologize for that. But this is a long snapper out of Notre Dame that's 27 years old. He, like I said, went to Notre Dame. He came out of college, played with Dallas for a little bit, and then he went to the XFL. He spent time with two teams, one in New York and one in San Antonio, so two XFL teams. I guess that one is still in Texas as well, so maybe that's why. But regardless, so he's definitely played recently, and we have signed him as a long snapper. Now, we do have Dom Muhlbach. He's got a one-year deal for this season. We know he's not the youngest guy, but it is pretty sure that Dom Muhlbach is going to win that role for this year. However, even if Muhlbach wins the role, which I'm expecting, it does give the Detroit Lions a name if something ever did happen that they could always bring back. And it also means you have someone in contact with, or maybe down the road, years down the road, you're like, hey, we liked you when you were here. What do you think about coming in? It's always good to have those connections. But they haven't seen Dom Muhlbach. I mean, the last time they saw him is when Dan Campbell was playing with him. But they really haven't seen him. So it is, clean, healthy competition, which you definitely want to have. But I like the fact that we signed him rather than drafting him. I'm sorry. I want to cap it off with this. The Detroit Lions have added a little bit more depth to the offensive line in UDFA. And that's really what they need, right? They have their starters. We believe they have their starters. They got about 6-7 guys that we're pretty confident with. But then after that, it's about depth. There's some questions. And the Detroit Lions have added to that a little bit. Next up, signing Evan Heim, a D2 Minnesota State player that was a first-team All-American in Division II. Now, this guy's going to be hard to find film on. We're not going to dive too much into these two players because, we'll do that individually. But it's going to be difficult to find film on him. I'm sure it will. However, this is a 6'4", 305-pound offensive lineman. Started 54 games in college. That's played 43 games at left tackle and 11 games at right tackle. Now, you may be wondering why people are calling him a guard. It's probably because of the size. They expect him to be the guard at the next level. There is a workout video that you can find where he's going through his drills. He ran a 5-second flat 40, which is ridiculously impressive at 305 pounds. I couldn't run that. Okay, that's crazy. So shout out to him. But we'll see. Even though it's depth though, and of course having experience playing both tackle positions, maybe even though we're listing it as guard, he could be a backup tackle for the Detroit Lions. Because at the guard position right now, we just have a lot of unproven guys. We have Evan Heim, who could be there. Logan Stenberg, who we haven't seen yet. We have seen Evan Brown a little bit, but there's just a lot of unprovens there. The other guy they've also brought in is Tommy Kramer. I'm not sure if we brought him up or not, so I want to do it. Also from Notre Dame, a UDFA signing. He was a redshirt freshman that started at the tackle position with guys like Quentin Nelson. The next season, he took over at right guard, so he has experience going from tackle to the guard position. He was a top 40 recruit coming out of high school that actually protected Peyton Ramsey, which is maybe why how the Detroit Lions got him by having a visit with Peyton Ramsey. I'm just trying to put some ties, together, because remember that the Detroit Lions visited with quarterback Peyton Ramsey. So I'm just saying, maybe there's some ties there with a guy like Tommy Kramer. But the Detroit Lions are trying to add depth, especially to the interior of the offensive line. The question is, there's a lot of guys that haven't played yet, so it's just going to be a lot of healthy competition, which is great. Sign them all. Let's get some competition this training camp. Let's have some good competition, and hopefully we can have some healthy guys heading into the season. The good thing is, though, if a guy like Sewell does take the right tackle position, then maybe a guy like Crosby could move to guard, which is what he's expected to do coming out of college, and we know that he can play a lot of different spots. And of course, Big V looks like he'll be the starter. We'll see what happens with Logan Stenberg. A lot of inexperience. So we'll keep our eye on that tight end position, see what happens. Wishing Josh Hill the best of luck. We'll see what goes on there and what the Lions do. Will Hunter Bryant be part of the future, or will he not? Will the Lions sign Darren Fells? If they do, of course, we'll do a film video. We'll stay tuned for that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you, Bryant, for watching, and I'm out.